Today for Best of Sift, I'm interviewing Susan E., author of Angel Fall, which was one of my favorite books this year. She is also a filmmaker whose recent film has been shown at major film festivals and on TV stations around the US. My first question for Susan is, when and why did you start writing?
Hi, thanks so much for having me on Sift Reviews. I started writing about 10 years ago. I've always been an avid reader, and at some point I started to make up my own stories to entertain myself. It just seemed like a natural transition for me.
How did you come up with the mythology and world building?
For me, it's more about discovering the world and mythology rather than fabricating it. So I learned about Angel Falls world as Penryn learned about it. I'm a free writer, that is, there's not a whole lot of planning in advance as the story comes out on paper. And I've been told by a lot of readers that it felt as if they were right there along with Penryn. And I think a part of that is because I was right there along with Penryn as I was writing it. I discovered stuff as she discovered stuff. And so it's more about experiencing the mythology rather than coming up with it.
Why did you choose to go the self-publishing route?
There are several reasons as to why I decided to be an indie author. Um, but it boils down to the fact that I was an indie filmmaker and it was natural for me to just slip into the indie author role. It's been a fantastic experience. Angel Fall was never shopped around to agents or publishing houses before I launched it. And this is the new and shiny thing. This is the new order, and I just had to check it out.
What books have influenced your writing the most?
There are so many. Um, the Hunger Games, uh, George R. R. Martin's series, Dune, uh, Ender's Game, the Fever series, Stephen King books. All of these I love, and I'm sure they've had a strong influence on my writing.
Is there anything you find particularly challenging in your writing?
By far, it's real world concerns and distractions. Getting all that extraneous stuff out of my head so I can go in deep into the story is can be a daily challenge.
What was the hardest part about self-publishing?
The biggest challenge has been getting the word out, introducing your story to new readers. I've been very fortunate in that Angel Fall has some amazing readers who have gone way out of their way to let their friends know and to post in forums and talk about it online and write great reviews about the book that have helped a lot. I suspect it's the same challenge that you have if you publish with a large publishing house. Marketing is not the kind of thing that you practice in writers' workshops, so we're all bad at it.
Do you have any advice for aspiring writers? How about the ones interested in self-publishing?
My advice to aspiring writers is to try free writing. It's done wonders for me. My writing really turned a corner when I tried it, and I didn't have a lot of faith in it either. I was very skeptical, but it's really amazing what comes out when you get your brain out of the way. Writing is not about what's up here, it's what's here. So try it. For future indie authors, my advice is treat it as a professional product. Spend the extra time to make it look as professional as you can. Make sure you have a lineup of great beta readers and designate at least one person for copy editing. Solely for that job. It's the kind of thing that you can't do yourself. You're just too close to the story. And good luck.
Do you experience writer's block? How do you handle it?
I had a great instructor who told us that there's no such thing as writer's block. That if you feel like you're having trouble, just lower your expectations. And I have a corollary to that, and that is lie to yourself. I lie to myself all the time when I'm writing. When I reach a point that is difficult for me to get past, I um, tell myself that I'm just going to write a scene that is just a placeholder. No more than that. So no one's ever going to read it. I'll trash it and rewrite it at some later time. 9 out of 10 times, I don't have to trash it. It just gives me permission to write whatever I want. It frees it up. The editor gets out of the way. Um, all the critics in my head get out of the way, and I can write the scene that needs to be written.
What are you working on now? Is there a sequel to Angel Fall?
Absolutely. I expect book 2 to be out next summer.
The cover for Angel Fall is gorgeous. Who designed it, and when can I get a copy for my bookshelf?
Thank you. Um, I held a contest for Angel Fall's cover, and it was really fun seeing what different designers could do with the same concept. A designer from Serbia named Milica Asimovic won the contest, and I fell in love with the cover the second I saw it. And as far as the paper version is concerned, I hope to have the paper book out sometime this month.
What has been the toughest criticism given to you as an author? What has been the best compliment?
The very first story I ever wrote, I gave it to a friend for feedback, and he said, "Nothing happens in this story. It's boring." And I was crushed. But at the end of the day, it turned out to be a good thing because I learned to not write boring stories. I am very conscious of making sure that my stories are entertaining moment to moment. And I have to credit my friend and his very frank comment. And as far as the best compliment ever, they've all come from Angel Fall readers. Angel Fall readers are amazing. They're so generous with their comments. You can't beat best book ever, or best book of the century, or best book of 2011. I mean, it's really incredible. Um, and I am so grateful for the feedback and support that I'm receiving from the readers.
If you were to be stranded on a deserted island for a year and you could only bring 3 books, what would they be?
Well, book number 1 would probably be How to Survive on a Deserted Island for a Year. Book number 2 might be the Hunger Games series. All in one book, of course. And book number 3 would have to be a blank book where I could write my own story.
What supporting character from a young adult book would you most like to see in their own novel?
Gale from the Hunger Games series. I think it'd be fun to see him in his own book.
What is the strangest or weirdest thing you've ever researched for a book?
The Book of Enoch is pretty weird. I use that for the Angel Fall research. There are some people who think that that is the origin of vampires. Of course, the Book of Enoch talks a lot about the Nephilim, which is where I pulled the Nephilim mythology from. It's interesting stuff.
Now it's time for the rapid fire questions. Vanilla or chocolate?
Chocolate.
Favorite color?
Plum.
Dogs or cats?
Dogs.
Team Edward or Jacob?
Jacob.
Gummy bears or gummy worms?
Ice cream.
Apple or PC?
Dual platform, so it's both.
Is there anything else you'd like your readers to know?
Yes, I would like to thank the Angel Fall readers. They have been tremendous. The support has been amazing. The love for the book has just been incredible. They are an author's dream, and I'm very, very fortunate to experience their support. Thank you so much.